I've been on quarantine since March 20th, so I'm able to keep up with my schoolwork. But today I'm in week 6 of one of 3 of my last classes, and I am doing my research paper on the aftermath of a crisis and how the educational system will handle it or should handle it. And I have no desire. Hi, y'all, and welcome to the Jasmine Way. For those who are new, my name is Jasmine, and those who are returners, thank you so much for the support. I ask that you continue to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Bring some traffic to my channel because my view's been trash lately. As y'all can tell, I got on a new outfit. Yes, I am officially a graduate. This is my first week out. So it is officially January 1st, 2020, and guess what I'm about to do? I am about to apply to graduation from grad school. This is a bittersweet moment. I wanted to wait until January 1st because I think the deadline is February, like February 3rd, February 6th. So I definitely wanted to wait until January 1st. So I'm about to apply to graduation, and I am uber excited. My grad school experience was a lot different than other people's, and I say this because, for one, when I was first entering grad school, I found out that I was pregnant, and this isn't my first and last. This is not my first grad school, but this is my last grad school. So initially, I've been to 3 grad schools. Yeah, three. And the other 2 weren't a fit for me. So the first school was all online, and it was a school out in California, and I didn't like the curriculum that they had. So like my first couple of classes were education classes for like secondary education, and then my last 4 classes were introducing me into the higher education world. So I thought that was kind of wasting my money since I didn't want to be a teacher. So I initially got out of that program. So the same day that I went ahead and told them that I wasn't going to come back to the program due to the curriculum, I checked my email, and then I got into BGSU's higher education program. One thing about BGSU's program is that you actually need a grad school placement before you get accepted. So you have to have a grad school placement, whether it's like grad hall director, grad assistant, whatever it is. You have to have a grad position that you have accepted before you are officially in the program. So they had one position, and I literally between dropping out of school, between canceling my first program and BG telling me, hey, we got a spot for you, between that time I found out that I was pregnant. So I was really on the edge about what I should do, because usually the program that I was in and the position that I was given was an on-campus position, which that wasn't the problem. It wasn't a problem about living on campus. It was just that I still have to pay rent here at my apartment. So with me not using my resources and everything like that, I really declined the position with BG, which meant I also declined my position in being in their higher education program. So that's 2 universities I went to. The third, this is my 4th university. Oh my God. My 3rd university was University of Toledo. So went to University of Toledo. The first semester, I didn't have any financial aid money. So they didn't give me any financial aid money, and I'll get into that. I'll get into that later. So I didn't get any financial aid money, so I technically have to pay out of pocket for this class. So you're talking about a $2,000 class. I'm working full time. Just found out I was pregnant, so it was a lot. So I stuck it out for a semester. I really stuck it out for the semester, and my professor kept telling me, you need to find a grad position, someone that's going to pay for your grad school. find a grad position, find a grad position. Once again, I'm really new to University of Toledo, to the area, to the school, to the people, to the faculty and the staff. So I really didn't even have that many resources except for the people that were in class. And while she did tell them, like in the beginning of the school year, it was two of us. It was two students that we were in the program who we didn't, in that class I would say in particular, that had not that did not receive a grad position, a grad assistant position. So she was really trying to help us, and she basically told us like, these are the people y'all need to talk to, so that you know you can get your you can get your degree paid for it. So basically, I went in and I finished that semester. I took one class because that was the only class that I could afford. So I took one class, and then I couldn't go back because I couldn't register for classes. I couldn't pick my classes because I had an outstanding balance. So I'm like, oh my gosh. So I sat out again. So by this time, I've had Devin. So I'm like, man, I was stressed. I was a little disappointed in myself, and I was just like, I really don't think I want to go back to University of Toledo. So it was just like I had to find something else that was right for me. So I chose Tiffin. So went to Tiffin. I was able to get financial aid. I was able to get my class transferred from University of Toledo to Tiffin. So that was all set. Any grad school experience since I went online. So all I've done was work full time and get a great GPA. So now we are to the point now where I am doing job applications. And while it's not a bummer, it is kind of hard trying to really not even manipulate the system, but it's really hard to try to make your resume look as updated as possible. Because like I said, I don't have any higher education experience. I haven't had any for 5 years now. Since I graduated from BG with my undergrad in 2015, it's now 2020. So we're talking about 5 years that I don't really have any update experience when it comes to higher education. Well, you know, that's the hard part about applying for jobs, because they want to see that you were active, and now they're looking at my resume and probably thinking like, you don't really have any update experience. But what I would say is definitely revamp your resume. Have a company did it, like I had a company revamp my resume, and I think they did a wonderful job, and I am more than pleased with my resume. So
I really have no drive for these classes right now, so I'm stressed. Real life stressed. Like I can't do this.
I beat the slogan, and I'm really pleased by that because it takes a lot. I know a lot of people are asking like, are the classes hard? How is it taking it online? Well, for me, since I am a full-time mom and I work full-time outside of going to school, like I have a regular paying job that helps me pay my bills. And honestly, at first it was time crunching because I procrastinated a lot.
It's week 2, and I'm already off to a rough start. So my assignment was due at 11:55 or 11:59 a.m. It is 1:20 a.m. My professor takes off like, I can't even remember, like 5%, half of a letter grade.
I procrastinated, but I would still get the work done, and I really set goals for myself that like I really wanted a 4.0 throughout my grad studies, but I ended up graduating with a 3.8 technically. So I think I was really successful in that. I think what really drove me to this moment was that like I had went through 3 different universities, 3 different grad schools to finally get to the one that I wanted. So after I had made so many strides, I was just like, this is it. Like, no one is going to take this away from me. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to give up. I don't care what barriers are placed in front of me. This is something that I want to do for myself. And it was just something that I felt like I could give, you know, to my daughter. A lot of people think, oh, you're a mother to her. You provide for her. Yeah, that's great. But I wanted to pave the path of education for her as well. And I felt like this was something that not only did I owe to myself, but I owe to her, because when she gets older, I want her to kind of follow in the, you know, in my educational footsteps. So I felt like this is what I needed. This was it to like close the vault. I think the biggest part for me was when I applied for graduation. So I applied for graduation. So I still applied for graduation in January, in the beginning of January. Purchased my graduation stuff, and it was just a mood for me. Well, here comes a slight bummer, because although I did graduate May 2nd and everything like that, I'm in the process of applying to jobs and everything like that. I still have 2 classes to take. So what a lot of people, it's the same thing as undergrad. You know, if you're under a certain amount of classes, then you are able to walk, because usually that's the only graduation ceremony that they have. If I was to put it off, I wouldn't graduate until 2021, spring of 2021. A lot of people ask, oh, is it hard? Honestly, if I can go to work full time with a baby full time and study and get my education, then you can do it too. So a lot of the things that I have done, oh my goodness, if I could take some of that stuff back, I would. Like, definitely not wasting my time at the first grad school that I went to, taking that one course. If I could, I would definitely accept the position into BG's higher education program. And I probably would have been graduated 2 years earlier, but I didn't. So it's just like, you really have to follow the plan that God has for you. But I did it. I'm more than happy. I feel more accomplished. I can't wait till I get my career job. And I'm not trying to put myself in no type of barrier or anything like that. So I'm not applying to certain states. At first I was only applying to certain states, and then I was just like, you can't do that. You got to do something else. So I'm basically applying everywhere. I'm really not trying to limit myself. If that means that I have to get up and move, that's what that means. So here it is. I mastered it. 2 degrees shawty. I'm excited, and I'm just happy to see, you know, what's next for me. So if you are thinking about getting your master's, if you're even thinking about going back to undergrad, if you didn't finish, I'll say do it. You know, you can do anything that you put your mind to, and don't limit yourself. That's the one thing that they cannot take from us. When I say they, you know who I mean. That's one thing that they cannot take from us, and I felt like education was my way out. For some, a lot of people don't feel that way, but if you're one of the people, if you're the same like me, or if we have any type of similarities when it comes to education, then getting your master's degree, getting your bachelor's is an accomplishment. So do it. Don't be scared. Don't be nervous. And I'm telling you, you will succeed. I'm proud of myself. And although I struggled throughout the semesters,
Y'all, so I just woke up. It's 8:42, and I literally like crawled out of bed. I had breakfast and stuff like that. But I went to start this week's assignments for class, week 4, and I noticed that my assignment was never sent to my instructor. So no matter if the assignment is late, you have to you don't get full credit. So I literally just emailed her saying, you know, Miss Simon, it seems that I have never clicked submit changes last night when submitting my assignment. I'm so scared, y'all. When I went to get started on this week's assignment, the window was still open and the assignment sitting in a Dropbox for submission. Well, I know and understand that you have a no late work policy. My assignment was completed well before the deadline. I am asking that my work still be considered for the complete point value. If not, then I understand.
Comment below. Tell me what you're getting your master's degree in, or if you are an incoming freshman, let me know. I want to converse with y'all more. So let's get the comment section more active. And once again, thank you.
Jasmine Leanne Burnett.
Woo woo!